was updated successfully, so we're good whenever you all want to do it.
Sure.
All right, everyone good? All right. All right. Okay. All right. So we're going live. All right, and we can still talk on my end.
Cool. All right. Yep. I swapped. I have one of the tabs open and just was watching your channel, so I see that it's going live now. All right. Okay. Well,
I'll let you know when we're doing it. All right.
While we're getting started, AJ. So I finished Fallen Order last night.
Yep.
And that last boss was kind of hard.
Yeah, he is.
And but when Darth Vader came out, I was, because I've been waiting. I was like, they're not gonna put Darth Vader in this game at all? Really? And then when he came out, I was like, like I haven't been that scared of Darth Vader since Rogue Squadron. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yep.
We're gonna do the thing. We can kick off with some Vader.
Awesome.
All right. How is everybody doing this Saturday morning? It's great to see you all. We got the Teachers and Dragons squad again. We're gonna see if we can avoid the doom. I'm not so sure we can, but you know what? I hope everyone's having a great day. Palm, it's great to see you. Enjoyed slinging some dice with you a couple hours ago. Oh yeah, there's gonna be more Doom, Palm. That is for sure. And you know what? We're gonna go ahead and kick it and introduce all the homies and get our character names. Riff, hope you're doing all right, my dude. It's great to see you all on Saturday. Let's go ahead and introduce the whole gang. So, yeah, I love it that my webcam always freezes every time I switch scenes. So here we go. So I'm Bob, also known as Kirk Cummings. I am playing Bathir, the Lord of Fire and Bagpipes. Brando, why don't you introduce your character?
My character's name is Obtuse. He's a halfling cleric, and he is willing to please everyone he possibly can and get in trouble in the meantime.
Nice. Amber, who are you rolling today?
I'm playing Newt, a halfling druid who's just tired of following Obtuse around.
Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. I did not realize that I had your audio muted. So, Brando, let's kick it back to you real quick. Hopefully this works. Let me know if it doesn't work. I'm glad we caught that early. Brando, introduce your character, please.
I'm playing Obtuse, a halfling cleric who's wanting to please everyone that he meets and get in trouble in the meantime.
All right, and hopefully that came through. Awesome. Thanks, Palm. All right, Amber, back to you. Sorry about that.
That's fine. I'm playing Newt, a halfling druid.
Awesome. Don, who are you playing as today?
I'm playing Felix Capella, a tiefling monk who's just wanting to punch and kick his way into adventure, or out of adventure, or for adventure, whichever.
Also, that is Bathir's best friend, just in case anyone is in doubt. And last but not least, our dungeon master today, AJ.
Hello, everyone. I'm AJ. My handle is Soulbound, and I'll be running this crazy little adventure for everyone. I'm very excited to see what antics everyone gets up to. And I suppose we should kind of just roll right into the recap, which is
Sounds good.
When our adventurers met outside the Rose Spire, which is a organization. The Rose Foundation is an organization that kind of works to deal with some of the more clandestine figures and operations around the world, and kind of helps to keep those elements of chaos in check. And a couple of the members had affiliation with the foundation in the past. Two of them, however, are two halflings, Obtuse and Newt had never worked for the Rose Foundation before. And so these 4 adventurers met, got to know the power structure a little bit. They met a gnome by the name of Haberdash Loxley. They actually met the director of Rose, whose name is escaping me for a moment. Her last name is Rose. And wow, this is not the best. Why am I blanking?
It happens to the best of us.
And sometimes just me. Calliope, there we go. Whew, man. So Director Calliope Rose is the head of the Rose Foundation, named after her. Rose actually is an acronym that stands for a number of words that we'll get back to later. And you met some of the other individuals in charge at the Rose Spire, such as Arnhem Silverstride and one Bargrim the dwarf, who is kind of like the armor and kind of part of the R&D division at the Rose Spire. And you were all tasked with investigating a seemingly placid and serene farmhouse out in the countryside. And you were teleported. When last we left, we had found you in the Arcanium within the Rose Spire, and you had been teleported to a new location. And that's kind of where we're going to be picking up.
Excellent.
So with that,
The danger is upon us.
you all stepped onto a glowing platform in the southeast kind of quadrant of the Arcanium. There was a flare of arcane magic, and you find yourself whisked off to a relatively unremarkable looking farmhouse. And again, the Arcanium has a remarkably accurate teleportation system. You find that you are dropped about 300 feet or so from the outskirts of this farm. You can see kind of sprawling, slightly gently waving, undulating land in plains. You can see other farms off in the distance, pretty far off in the distance. They're like little kind of dots on the horizon. But here in front of you, not too far away, just past a kind of low copse of bushes that you all teleport in, you can see this farmhouse before you. And I'm going to grab your icons and roll 20 and drop you. And I'm going to drop you on the corner here. You are not necessarily this close. We would technically consider you kind of off the map towards this bottom right corner. But this is what you are able to see. You're able to see a couple of people kind of wandering around. They seem to be dressed in farm garb. And
Is it traditional farm garb or non-traditional farm garb? Just so that I
think like medieval-esque farm garb.
Okay.
Nothing. Very plain and very functional, not colorful at all. There is a little bit of green on one of these people's cloaks. And it is a cool, crisp, I'm trying to recall when you all met at the Rose Spire, and then you spent a little time there. It's probably just past noon at this point.
Okay.
So a cool, crisp kind of midwinter day.
I'd like to just roll perception, just a general sense of danger. If I hear anything,
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll it.
All right, my perception is it's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. All right, so let's roll. Come on, dice gods. That's a 14.
And I'll say that kind of that initial assessment of the area and kind of like seeing the people off in the distance and what they're wearing probably would have come from Amber's character Newt because of her passive perception being so high. And with a 13, actively looking, trying to, and again, you're looking for like kind of details about the people or the farm itself.
I'm more interested probably in the people. They are more likely to be potential threats, is I think how I would go at this.
All right. With the 13, you notice that they each are carrying some form of farm implements. This one's carrying what looks like a couple of spades, and the one on the back, further back there, you can't quite make out. It looks like just some sort of long stick with a bit of metal at the end of it. But it looks more like a farm tool implement than like a weapon of war.
I have a big play that I can do here, but I'm not gonna do it yet. I want to see what other people are doing. But I have a way here.
I think as Felix, just knowing that we're going into a mission type of area, I think he's just initially the type of person who's gonna kind of go into the shadows a little bit. So I'm gonna roll a stealth.
All right.
That's cool.
And I should also, for clarification,
Ooh, nice.
This wow, okay, you disappear from the campaign, Don. Over here on the left,
remember you.
over here on the left, this kind of thatched roofed structure is it's very clearly a farmhouse. Like that is what it is built as. And this very large structure off to the right with the red tile roof is very clearly a kind of traditional barn style structure. So just for clarification, because on this map I know that they look like big rectangles. So with a stealth of 26, yes, Felix, you feel supremely confident that if someone were looking in your direction, they'd probably go, probably just the wind.
Indeed. Oh, excellent. Because what I want to do is just kind of walk just past are there windows on the farmhouse that I can like peek in and just like look and see if there are people in there and stuff?
Sure. I would say if you want to go ahead and move yourself right over there, you can do so without fear of being noticed.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm just going to kind of get sort of to the middle-ish area there, and I want to just peek in whatever windows I can peek in.
Sure. There are... Just double checking because I have an interior shot here. There is a window towards the back left that you can see. And as you approached, you also it was much easier to see. It looked like the door was open for this farmhouse. As you drew closer, you could see that actually the door has been bashed in and sort of hidden off to the side, but not very well.
Suspicious.
But yeah, towards the kind of back corner here, there is a window.
Okay, I'll get myself all the way over there.
All right.
Do the thing.
With your tiefling dark vision, you are able to peer inside without any hindrance. I will say go ahead and roll a perception, so without disadvantage, just to see what you see.
Perception. There we go. There you are. Ooh.
Oof. I will say that as you come up to this window, you see that it's kind of scummed over, but from like just years and years of poor cleaning or lack of cleaning. It looks like maybe the farm has a cat or two, and the cats just like lick the windows periodically, and it has just kind of built up this kind of like cat saliva scuzz over the years. So as you try to peer in, you're not really able to make out very much inside. You do see the faint glow of what you're guessing is probably like a lantern light or something, maybe a fireplace.
So when I look, it looks like somebody needs some Windex.
Yes, very much so. But aside from that, you're not able to discern too much.
But on the plus side, that critical fail did add to the channel's fail counter. So
awesome.
We got that going for us.
And because you rolled so high with your stealth, I'll say that there's no repercussion of you failing that perception, so that you just can't see it. Amber and Brandon, that is Newt and Obtuse. What are the two of you doing? I'm especially interested to hear what Obtuse might be doing mid-operation.
I'm going to bet it's not much.
So what does it look like these farmers are actually doing?
As you spend a little time,
I did not hear Brando at all. I don't know if he talked.
Yeah.
I heard him on mine.
I asked what the farmers are doing.
And I'm not hearing Amber. I can hear you and Don just fine.
Test 1, 2, 3.
I can hear him.
I can't.
I can hear Brandon.
Wow, I'm the only one that can't. Let me try this real quick. Let me hang up and come back in.
Amber, say something. I can't
Um,
hear Amber either.
Good old.
May want to relog
Amber, you're
and pop back
muted,
into
also.
Discord.
And okay, Amber and Brandon, you want to say something? See if we can hear
Test.
you. Yeah, I got you, Brandon. All right.
Amber, you're
Cool.
muted on my screen. I think you're frozen too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I can hear AJ, and I haven't had any issues hearing Dawn, so I assume it's going to be A-okay. I am going to add a critical fail roll to the counter, though, just for that tech loveliness. So, all right. So what was Brando doing? Because I missed that.
I am studying this farmer closest to me and just curious exactly what his actions are. And if it seems approachable, I'm or at least even moderately approachable, Obtuse is going to approach him.
Perfect. Okay. I would say that they're out there in the open. It's a nice sunny, brisk afternoon day. So you can see them just fine. But to kind of read into the situation, why don't you roll me an insight check? There, Obtuse.
All right. Nine plus. Let me check my character sheet.
Mhm.
Insight plus 6, so 15.
Wow.
Whoa. Wow.
Okay.
I was not expecting to hear that.
All right. Obtuse, you look at this farmer, and I don't know if Obtuse has a history of farming or had lived amongst farmers for any length of time, but you're looking at this farmer, and you're like, well, he's definitely wandering around with a farm tool, and he's definitely dressed like a farmer. But one of the hallmarks of being a farmer is that there's typically not a lot of time to just kind of walk around and look like a farmer. And the entire time that you've been here, you've just been kind of walking around looking like a farmer.
All right. I'm going to walk back and relay that message to the others. And just kind of be generally uncomfortable about what's going on.
So I have a move here. Aether, as a noble barbarian, it has rustic hospitality. Since I come from the ranks of common folk, I fit in among them with ease.
Okay.
So I think I'm just going to walk up to one of them and strike up a conversation with my rustic hospitality.
I love it. All right.
I'm going to go up to the same one that Obtuse was uncomfortable with. Hail and well met, fellow common folk.
Perfect. Bethir, as you head over, I just want to check in with Newt. Newt, what are you doing whilst Obtuse is relaying what he observed?
Your mic's not working.
Okay, I just want to make sure that wasn't just me. So yeah, I didn't hear Amber.
I hear Amber just fine, so that's very curious.
Same.
Weird.
Oh, I hear something. Like it's way off in the background. Maybe it's just coming through Brandon's.
Because I can't hear her in my room.
Yeah, try and relog the Amber.
Again, everyone, thanks for being patient. Hope you're having a great Saturday. By the way, people who are watching, feel free to suggest some different things. If you want to see Bethir do something, feel free to suggest it. We'll see if it fits.
Oh boy, D&D by chat. That's brave of you.
Twitch plays D&D.
I mean, again, I don't, if it's like kill everyone, I don't know if that really fits Bethir, but feel free to throw some suggestions out there, folks.
But
Later, when Bethir is tossing Felix in a fastball special manner. I'm gonna be like, "Well, we asked for this, didn't we?"
Oh yeah, I cannot
asked
give
for
any
this.
of you watching permission to control anyone else's ideas. So don't think don't think that's going to necessarily play out. All right, it says Amber's loading back in. I wonder. Hopefully this works. If not, we might have to have some relaying of things.
All right, Amber.
On my end, still reconnecting.
It's so weird because I can hear and see Amber perfectly.
Yeah,
Same.
I can't see here at all. Let me
Yep.
Do you
this
try? So maybe try turning off Roll20 and coming back into it, because earlier my camera wouldn't work,
Mm.
and then I just reloaded Roll20, or I cut out a Roll20 and came back, and then everything was fine.
Yeah, I've got my Roll20 set to not receive any broadcasting or submit any broadcasting. Interesting. I wonder if
Can you
and
hear
I know
me
that
okay?
people watching at home, I hear you fine. I know people at home watching this aren't going to believe this, but before we went live, everything worked.
So
Well,
this
you know
is
what?
actually an essential part of being a teacher. You'll test the
Yes.
technology, it'll all work, and then you start your lesson, and then it just goes terribly. Your projector's like, "Bro, I need a new bulb." Okay.
Absolutely.
Just very much like I've pre-screened all the videos that we're going to show, all the educational clips and everything, and then you go in there and there's no internet, and you're like, cool. Well,
And that's the
Or
moment you have an observation.
YouTube adds it. Right. YouTube puts an ad in, and it's for like Michelob Ultra, and you all are just sitting there watching a beer ad when your AP walks in. You know.
Plank, hope you're doing well, my dude. We're having just a little bit of audio problems with one person, so it's a little frustrating. All right, I'm gonna back out and come back in and see if that'll get me all of it. Although now I don't see Brando.
I'm on.
Let's see
oh
what
my
happens.
goodness.
I can hear you though, which is the only thing that's really important on my end. Plank, how's your Saturday treating you?
Good.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Hey.
Hey. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being patient.
Amber,
Big time.
can you say
Much
something?
appreciated.
'Cause I don't know if I can hear you. Oh my gosh, I can't.
She just said you smell bad.
Well, it's true, but I can't hear you.
Well, this is just very much like how everything goes exactly according to plan in Dungeons and
Oh,
Dragons.
The
So
only thing that I did differently, Brandon, was just sign out of the call and back in. So maybe that'll clean it up on your end. If you want to do that real quick.
Yep.
So many of you watching it or lurking, really appreciate having all of you joining us today. Means so very, very much.
all right.
Rift Zealot gave us a follow and my alert didn't go off. So that's clearly an issue. But hey, Riff, if you're still here, appreciate it. Big
All right.
time, my dude.
I can see everybody now. Can I hear you, Amber?
All right. Amber, talk. Say Brandon smells again.
Brandon smells so good.
Oh, okay. Well,
Smells
that's
like-
a lie, but we can hear you. Okay.
There we
Yeah,
are.
much appreciated. Like, okay, while we have working
Yay.
tech, let's keep going.
All right. Newt said that she was conserving her energy whilst Obtuse relays the information that this farmer seems a little bit strange. And then Bethir just brazenly walks out and hails the farmer. As you walk out of the bushes there, Bethir, and cross the open kind of grassy, kind of stubby, slightly browned from the cold weather grass, you see this farmer kind of it takes him a second to notice you, but then it's a very open space, and then looks over and just locks on you and stops their kind of gentle walking.
Remember, I am rustically hospitable.
Oh yeah. walking across the farm grounds and says, "Hey, can I help you?"
Hello, fellow commoner. Hope you're having a grand day.
And he kind of looks a little quizzically. He has one of those kind of like soft, kind of like those soft, formless hats with like kind of the ear flaps coming down.
Mhm.
It kind of like lifts he kind of lifts one ear flap up and kind of scratches behind his ear a little bit. He kind of looks like he grabs something and kind of flicks it off to the side. He says, "Yeah, it's good enough, I guess. A bit chilly." He's looking over your kit and says, "You a music guy? You a music man?"
Perhaps the music man.
Huh?
And I have quite a deal for you, my fellow commoner person. I have been traveling completely by myself. And it's been a long journey. And I was wondering if there was possibly a chance to relax, maybe have food, a beverage, and I will regale you with my bagpipes.
He kind of looks over your bagpipes and your general, cheerful disposition.
Pretty good.
It says, "I suppose that's all right then."
All right. I'll say lead the way, my good sir.
Can I use my passive perception of 16 to see what it was that he flicked away from his ear?
I would say with a passive perception of 16, you're pretty sure it was like a louse.
Okay, just checking.
He nasty.
Possibly an irritator. It's just kind of gross. All right, and he said, and you wanted him to lead you to
Indoors, meal, a place to relax. And I also wanted, most importantly, to convey that I am by myself.
Okay. Well, roll a persuasion. Well, roll a deception check then. And I'd give you advantage because of your rustic hospitality.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens. Roll 1d20. Come on. 17.
Wow.
But I'm going to go ahead and roll my advantage.
I think you're going to need every bit of that hospitality going inside where the cats are licking windows.
All right. So I end up with a 21.
Okay. Yeah. He says, all right. Yeah. Traveling by yourself seems a little dangerous, but he kind of like takes in your dragonborn, form. He says, well, I guess most people wouldn't want to bother you. So yeah, come on inside.
All right. I'm going.
And you get to the doorway and you notice the same thing much more clearly than Felix was able to get a look at. The front door is smashed in. The hinges look like they were torn from some sort of force. The door is actually broken in two distinct pieces. It is laying kind of off to the side. And he says, right, mind the door. We had bandits try and break in. And so he kind of shrugs. He says, it's a farmhouse. I don't know what they're expecting to find.
I kind of give an empathetic.
And I'm going to move. See if this works. I'm going to move Bob's character to a new map.
Nice.
All right. So Bob, he's going to take you inside the farmhouse. And I'll grab your icon. I'm going to leave Bob's icon out here just in case he comes back outside and I need it again. That way I don't have to go searching for it. But let me grab both of those. Cool. All right. This has all kind of been transpiring a little bit. It's taken a minute or two, you talking to him and deciding to go talk to the farmer. Felix, what are you doing as the two of them go to disappear inside? Are you just kind of trying to keep watch, or are you moving on?
I'm gonna like move along the side where they kind of go in and try to kind of sneak in behind. So I've like still got my buddy's back, but hopefully no one will notice as I'm going.
It's my best friend.
Okay. I would say give me a new stealth roll, just because the circumstances have changed a bit.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, again, I don't think Obtuse or even Newt notice you kind of slip through the shadows at the edge of the eaves of this farmhouse, and you two are able to. Are you going inside, or are you just kind of waiting by the door?
Yeah, I'm kind of like. I mean, I assume it's darker in there, so I feel like I can blend in with the shadows. So I'll kind of like sneak in, but not all the way on their heels, but enough where I can hear what's going on.
All right, I'm going to move your icon inside. You're not necessarily where I put you, but you are inside as the two of them kind of make their way into the farmhouse. Bathir, since you two are actively doing things, you follow this farmer inside, and you see the farmhouse is a bit messy. There's kind of dust and dirt and a bit.
I'm not going to judge.
But bits of just like maybe old food on the floor here and there. You can see that the back of the farmhouse is much better lit. There is a small stove and a couple of candles set out on one of these tables. And I'm just going to copy this guy. And you do see that there is one other farmer over here, just kind of having a lunch, a simple lunch of what looks like maybe like a stew of some sort. And the rest is pretty much as you see it on the map there. There's a bed in the corner. There are a couple barrels in there as you entered. And probably, Felix, if you were looking for a place to hide, this corner over here by the barrels is fairly dark and would probably give you a vantage point to be able to kind of look at the rest of the farmhouse without being seen.
Yeah, I wanna use that.
So
All right.
It looks like there's just two people in here besides us.
Yep. You don't see any. There's no one else. There's no one else like hiding around the corner or anything like that. Just these two farmers here.
Okay. I promised them some tunes. So I'm going to step into the most brightly lit area of this room.
All right. It's probably that middle point between.
Yeah.
It's that middle point between the oven and the table.
Mm-hmm. And I am going to play traditional songs of my homeland. But again, since I said I was by myself, I'm going to play the Proclaimers' I Would Walk 500 Miles. And
Okay.
bagpipes.
And I will also say both Bathir and Felix, roll an insight check for me for when the two of you came in here.
Okay. All right.
Roll a 4, got a 10 all day.
Still okay.
I rolled a 10.
All right. You see a couple farmers in a messy farmhouse. Bathir, you start playing on your bagpipes. What was it again?
The I Would Walk 500 Miles song.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I mean, I'm going to town on it. Well, I don't know if I am. I guess I should roll performance and see if
Yeah.
I did okay.
Go roll that performance.
It's not good, but
Uh-oh.
I did get a +6, so I rolled a 12.
Wow. Okay. 12 out of 6. All right. Well,
I'm
with
going to assume
12
that it was the material contributed to the bad roll. It's not a great
Well,
song.
Well, as you start into it, you see this guy. Guy here, this farmer here, kind of roll his eyes as, not that tune. And the other one says, I rather like it. And you're just kind of there's kind of humming, and he's kind of clapping off beats along, which is probably contributing a little bit to the to your middling performances, that you're trying to tune out someone just throwing out the wrong beat out there. And Felix, you hear the bagpipes kind of fill this farmhouse, and even outside, back with Obtuse and Newt, you can hear the faint threads of I Would Walk 5,000 Miles on bagpipes filtering out. And you can see a couple of the other farm hands kind of come by, and they're just they seem a little puzzled. They're not really sure what's going on, but at the same time, you see kind of bemused smiles.
I mean, this is all big distraction. I want to give my best friend Felix full reign to do whatever
Sure.
he wants to do in this house.
I mean, yeah, at this point, I want to I guess, is there a way for me to glean maybe what they are doing here, or?
It would probably have gone with that insight check, but you rolled a 10. So you kind of look at them and they seem kind of like farmers. They're a little jumpy, but you there's also a dragonborn that kind of walked in from the middle of nowhere. And is
I
now-
did ask.
Sure.
I guess at this point we can see that there's just two of them. Can I I guess I want to make sure there's nobody else hiding around or anything. Is there an upstairs here?
There is not. It is a single floor farmhouse.
Yeah, I mean, Felix being who he is okay, well, they're distracted and I can't necessarily see exactly what's going on, but I know that something is going on. Are there any other entrances or exits? That's the last thing I want to ask before.
There's that window, that very crusty looking window that you looked in. Otherwise, from where you're sitting, just the open doorway.
Yeah, okay. Felix is just gonna well, no, I don't want to. Yeah. He's just gonna kind of pick his head up at this point and see them clapping along, and then stand up from behind the barrels and be like, "All right, what's going on here?"
All right. With just a sudden start, both of them kind of turn, and you've got to remember you are a devil man that's stepping out of the shadows here.
Yes, absolutely. Which I want it to be terrifying.
I kind of outlined in the doorway, your horns kind of up, it's a little terrifying, and both of them kind of whip over to you, and you see this one back here, the one that was kind of jumpy in the back. You see him go for the kitchen knife that's sitting on the table, and but then you see this one here just kind of turn, just kind of wave a hand at him, and but he's looking at you very suspiciously. He says, "Well, hey."
I appreciate you leaving that lurk, Bale. Thanks for stopping in.
Says, what are you doing in here? This is all house.
The door's off the hinges. The windows are filthy. You're clearly not farming. So tell me what's going on, or we got a problem. And I want to do that, and can I do thaumaturgy and make stuff shake around me at the same time, getting loud with these questions?
All right, yeah, just do not mistake me for a conjurer of cheap tricks kind of thing.
Yes,
Sure, absolutely.
I am looking too to see if there's anything I can do to help out. I'm looking. Okay, I'd like to also, if I can, seeing this happen, I would like to give bardic inspiration to Felix.
All right, you're actively playing, so you could kind of, you can just kind of tweak the essence of your arcane power, and send it over to him.
All right, so that means, then Don, I know you know what it is, but for anyone watching, so bardic inspiration means he can get 1d6 that he can add to an ability check, attack roll, or saving roll. So.
And I'd say that this would probably fall under an intimidation roll here.
Let's see what I can do here. That's not my best.
To set the tune, I'm starting to play on Bagpipes Thunderstruck.
Wow, okay. Not sure that he was going to need that d6, but you can also roll the d6 there, Don, and add it.
Well, he's got 10 minutes that he can use it, though.
Okay. So if you want to hold it, you can hold it then.
Yeah, I'm going to hold it.
All right. Yeah, with an 18, absolutely. You see both of them take a step back. You hear the scrape of a chair as this one kind of stumbles backwards. You hear the clatter of the knife. He went for the knife again, but was so kind of torn between what should I do? The knife clatters to the floor, but both of them are just kind of wide-eyed staring at you. And this one, who's been the main speaker here, he says, we're just farmers. We're just farmers, and nothing suspicious going on here. And I'd say both of you can roll another insight check with advantage this time. And if you roll under a 10 for both of those, I'm just gonna, I don't know. We'll just start a new campaign.
You know what? My first one's a 19, so I'm just gonna take it.
Okay.
I do have advantage just in case.
My first one was a 9, so we're gonna. Okay, so yeah, I got a 10 with a bonus, so I didn't do great.
Literally would have rolled 10 or lower for Vathir. Fortunately, your insightful new best friend, Felix, you're looking at this whole situation, and those things that you're pointing out that don't add up. You're like, no, this just does not add up. And like the front door has been bashed in. Cold air is flooding into this farmhouse. It's not been taken care of. And as you're looking in the jumpiness of that one farmer in the back and the fact that there were other farmers just kind of wandering around the grounds, you're like, these guys aren't farmers. These guys are pretending to be farmers. And as you are kind of looking around again with your dark vision, you do see over here, just out of the corner, since you shifted over towards the doorway, just by the corner of this bed, you can see in the shadows what looks like a darkish, blackish stain, kind of underneath the bed.
I don't want to check that out.
The first thing I'm gonna do is that the one that keeps reaching for the knife, I'm looking at him and be like, if you reach for that again, you better be prepared to grill it up and eat it. Okay?
At this point, I'm not playing bagpipes anymore, and I have my hand on my axe.
All right. Obtuse and Newt, from outside, you hear the bagpipes suddenly go quiet.
The phrase doesn't get used enough.
The ominous absence of bagpipes.
We have kind of adventured off to this other building.
All right, out of curiosity, can you hear them talking?
I can hear them talking.
I cannot. So once again,
I'm going to guess this is probably an OBS kind of thing. So
Yeah.
Amber, all right. So Newt and Obtuse, you have wandered over, and I would say I'm not going to make you roll stealth because there is a lot of very distracting stuff going on in the farmhouse right now.
real quick, AJ, what is it that they're doing? And then I'm going to hang up and come back in.
Sure, they are heading off to the barn, and they are. I don't know what they're going to do next.
Okay, I'm going to hang up the call real quick and then come right back in.
All right.
Amber, can you say something? Because I wasn't sure if I could hear you either. Can you all hear me?
Okay, I hear you.
I hear Brandon just fine. Amber, can you unmute and say?
I'm not hearing any feedback, but also I oftentimes aren't hearing you at all or Brandon at all.
Yep.
But I can
Yeah.
hear you now.
I'm gonna turn my.
I'm not
camera
catching
off.
any feedback, so. Yeah.
Amber, try turning your camera off. Maybe it's too much.
Yeah, I do find it odd that the only audio problems I'm having, full disclosure, Amber and Brandon are married. So I do wonder if it is something with internet over there, maybe.